She came right on time. You came right on time.
Did I? Hi, twin.
Yes. Hi. I was literally about to tell people, Dani's coming, and then you just came. You just showed up.
You want to know? I had the craziest little stretch of time in between Dynamite ended and just now. So I went to go like open my computer, and it wouldn't turn on. So I was like, cute. So I was like, let me give it a second, like maybe it's dead. And then I went to make some tea, and I poured the tea. I like spilled the tea all over my skirt. And then I went to like change and like take my skirt off, and the zipper broke. So I was just like, so I think I'm gonna have to die in this. Like, it's so cute. I'm not ripping it.
How did you do that in like 10 minutes?
I don't know, but yeah. So I was like, so I'm on my phone. So if I sound awful, that's why. But hi.
This is a great welcome back. Awesome. Okay. Well, glad for you to be back. We're back on the Dynamite Book. All one.
Thanks,
one for
soldiers.
all.
I've missed you a little bit.
I was actually going last week too.
Job. Yeah, I was gonna say Lyric's been holding it down, except she didn't do it last week because she hates you guys, not because she was at Dynamite. Yeah.
I also want to say how quickly that came together, because Dynamite was about an hour and a half from where I am. And so like the day before, I actually met some friends who live in my town at Revolution. And so I texted one of them. I was just like, hey, is anybody driving up to Dynamite tomorrow? He was like, oh, we'll go. You want to go? We got a group together, and we just decided to go the next day. Like, I got off work right on time.
Aw.
Immediately get a car.
Oh my God, guys. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained. I was gonna say, also, I started my first like full-time big girl job now, guys. Like, I have healthcare and shit. So soon the Wi-Fi will be better. All right. We finna be up.
Real. We have super chats today.
I don't know what that is.
It's when people send us money.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Do that, guys, please.
We have one from Auntie Collins just popping in to say hello and support two women who work hard in this place. Oh, thank you.
That's so nice. You guys think we work hard?
What's up? It's true. You can't share the secret. Don't share the secret.
We do. Thanks.
And then LaRon said, happy Wednesday. The band is back together again. Yes, we are. That's so nice. Everybody's so nice.
Oh my God. You guys want my kidney?
I would like to think at least $10 for a kidney.
No. Not in this economy.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Exactly.
Thank you, all. Hey, keep sending the super chats. We'll appreciate them. Before we get into Dynamite tonight, because I will say I don't have too much that I love. So let's start on something that I do love. Kota Ibushi just tweeted. Kota Ibushi just tweeted. And he said, my home is wherever he is.
Baby, get you a real lover.
Y'all not lovers for real.
We're losing recipes. That's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, get you a man that will follow you to the ends of the earth and beyond. All right.
He said, oh, I'm going to be competing regularly in DDT now. They said, oh, does this mean you're not going to be AEW anymore? He said, AEW is my home because I have to do a full reunion, not half, not partial, not sometime you little dibble dabble. A full reunion with Kenny Omega. I would also like to point out that yesterday made 16 years since their first match. 16 years. What were you doing 16 years ago?
I was 6, so I was watching Disney Channel. Also being fully bilingual, and just overall winning at life.
That wasn't how I expected you to take this, but yeah.
Oh, what was I supposed to say?
You were supposed to be like, oh, I wasn't doing anything with my life because I was just a little kid. But you like that. My fault.
I was kind of a prodigy in a couple of things. You were too.
I was, yeah.
I was gonna say,
but I didn't want to like brag or anything because
why not? It's our show. Why the fuck not?
Well, yes.
You know what? The more that Lyric and I learn about each other, the more it's weird. We're like, oh my god, that's crazy. We've lived like, parallel lives.
We're like one prodigy to another, but no, seriously. Kenny Omega, come home.
Kenny,
at this point, I don't even need you to be 100% clear. You don't even have to wrestle right now. We just need to lay eyes on you.
I just need to see you standing there and looking good. That's what I need.
Correct. Because I've realized that Dynamite will only ever be but so good for me while he's gone. And so like so that means that you can only cap out at like a solid 9 for me without
Kenny Omega 10.
Yeah. And the thing is, without Hangman, you can only get
without the goat.
And without Hangman, you could only get to an 8. And so
look, I will say I saw a lot of people that were like, oh, I love this Dynamite. Like this Dynamite was really good. I'm like, I honestly thought it was okay. And then I was sitting there, I was like, damn, no Willow. Like we got a little hanger promo, but that wasn't really much. Really the key to like a really good Dynamite to me is Darby Allin almost dying. That's also correct. I like that.
A Darby TV match is an automatic 8 minimum. Makes it a minimum 8. Yeah. I will be honest. For me, and I'm typically the nicer one, Dynamite sucks.
First of all, time out. You think you're the nicer one out of the two of us?
Yes. On this show?
Really? Guys, am I mean?
Yeah, on this show? I'm 100% the nicer one. But I will say there were parts that I liked, but I will say AEW is harmed greatly by having a skeleton crew right now. Like, and then part of it is not their fault. Like, a lot of it is not their fault because of the storm. It was very clear, like, they didn't have all the people that they expected to today. So they were stretching certain segments. Oh. Yeah, it's a tropical storm down here in the Carolinas.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Damn, baby. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what y'all got going on there.
Well, I'm from down here, so I know, like, it's been a problem. But
oh yeah, hope everybody's doing okay.
I mean, North Carolina should be fine, but the airports are just messed up right now.
I can't wish everybody good.
I mean, well, yes.
I'm kidding. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I get that with the skeleton crew because you can tell they were just stretching so much stuff out. Yeah, but the good did not outweigh the bad. It felt like we were doing a lot. Like we were doing a lot of a lot. I think that
it was bad. I just thought it was bland.
Okay, well, that's maybe a better word. But I think that bland equals bad when you're 3 weeks out from a stadium show.
Fair enough. I would say bland equals not good enough. But we've had some real stinkers of Dynamite. And this wasn't that. So I just like, it's completely non-memorable, but it needed to be memorable because you're about to do Wembley, bro. That's what it comes down to.
I think also too of just, and we'll get to that when we get to a certain women's match or a certain women's segment. But I feel like we are back where we were last year, where personal stuff is interfering with what's happening on screen. And I wish that we had learned our lesson from this when it happened last year. Like, one thing that AEW can't afford, AEW can deal with injuries. AEW can deal with, like, departures, additions. AEW cannot afford another scandal. Because it's a perception issue.
Unless it's a fun one.
Yeah, like a fun scandal.
Like a fun little scandal, you know?
Like, for example, like Sting's son living on Darby's backyard. That's cute. It's camp.
Scandal,
It's not a
though. I
scandal.
mean something like, okay. Like Lindsay Lohan 08. All right? Just a little TMZ. That's what we need. Not
Well, we
need,
got
but
well, we got
I mean,
well,
I
we
like
got
it.
TMZ with the Shane McMahon picture.
Well, what we needed to get was 911, but the best you can, you know.
Let's just get into Dynamite. Let's just go ahead.
Sure.
MJF versus Kyle Fletcher. I want to say I liked the match a lot. I actually really liked the match. I think that this was, a lot of people don't want to admit it, but Kyle Fletcher did a lot with that match. Most of that match carried that match. Respect Kyle Fletcher.
Look, Kyle Fletcher has always had it. And y'all, the hate is so forced. It's so forced. Because, and y'all want to be like, oh, he'll want to be Ospreay. No, he's not. What he is a real fucking hooper. And if every real hooper you're going to compare to Ospreay, you're just really uplifting Ospreay. So it's like kind of redundant. But, no, Kyle Fletcher, this was a showcase more so for him. Everybody knew what the outcome was going to be. And even with the run-in, like, all that was incredibly predictable. But it was still enjoyable because Kyle Fletcher made it that. MJF did a lot of the same shit that he always fucking do. MJF came out there trying to act like he was Captain America, when in reality, baby, you got that shit off Temu. Cheap ass Cody Rhodes. But I digress.
I think it's also, I think that, how do I say this about like the Ospreay thing, right? Like there was a long time where people was calling Ospreay an Omega clone. I think it's just a very specific school of thought that comes from the wrestlers who really got their careers kicked off in Japan rather than America. You can just tell a difference between the foreigners who start their careers off in Japan versus, it's just a different level type of training. And I think like Ospreay has it, Kyle Fletcher has it, but that doesn't make them clones of anybody, if that makes sense. Like Callum Newman, yes, like 100% he's an Ospreay clone. But I think it's kind of purposeful too. Like I think like part of it is it's 100% going to lead to something. And I think that with younger wrestlers, that is one of the worst parts about, that's one of the downfalls of there being so many options now, right? And it's because there's very little middle ground for people to work their way up. You'll have 20, 21, 23-year-olds start off on TV. Like they're starting off on TV. There's nobody's leaving any rooms for them to grow, make mistakes, like develop their characters and stuff. Like here's the thing, guys. Like we have people who've been in the game and wrestling for years, for over a decade, who still haven't quite found their characters. Think about Roman Reigns. It didn't click until what, 2020, 2021?
Baby, it took a grip.
Like wrestling is not like a straight, wrestling isn't a straight line, you know?
And you know what else? Like, y'all can't call every quick white boy with a running knee Will Ospreay. It's just not the case. So then you start off, but it is kind of difficult. I mean, it happens a lot, obviously, because you get the comparison, and at one point, like, not obviously just with Ospreay, but you get comparisons all the time in wrestling to other characters that have existed, other wrestling styles, like whatever, it's fine. But then you spend a lot of time trying to disprove that. And then 100%. You have to factor that in too. So now you're like, oh, well, maybe I should do this a little bit different, so I'm a little bit distinguishable. And so even that, in as far as finding character and finding flow, Kyle Fletcher, what I will say, what we not finna do is keep these haircuts as a defining characteristic.
My boy is rocking the Dylan Roof. It's kind of,
that's crazy. You're sick. You're sick. And you be acting like you normal, but just because I'm louder don't mean I'm crazier.
No, here's the thing: is I realize that for most people, I feel like that's going to go over a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, it is. you're insane for that. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, please be in this house tonight.
Yeah.
But look, the match itself, don't care. Kyle Fletcher, I'd like to see you on TV more. Especially in these situations where I don't think that he's somebody yet that needs like a crazy push. He's not like in that position for me yet. So you can come on TV, you can take the losses and have good TV matches and get that experience and find more of your character because you are beyond good enough to warrant the TV time. So I'm not mad at that. Like, come on, girl, come hoop on Collision.
Yeah, I think also too about like even like the Ospreay thing. People have to realize, y'all realize Ospreay is 30? Oh, she just disappeared. But Ospreay is 30, which means that he's still technically their peers in a lot of ways. And so like you can't just say that he's just leading this generation because he's also still technically a part of it. He's just had legendary matches with the generations before him, and he's just gotten so good to where he's getting considered with them. That's all. But next on Dynamite, we had what was next? Sorry, I'm looking at Cage Match. Oh, we have Mariah May. We have Mariah May versus Viva Van.
Can I say?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't. I had such like a stupid moment. I fully just hung up. Like nothing happened. I was just like, okay, and I was like, what the fuck did I do that for? Sorry. Go ahead. As you were saying.
Wait, what? Hangman, Mariah May, Jeff Jarrett, and Toni Storm got in a backstage fight.
Please.
Oh! Oh, that sounds amazing. You know, earlier this year, for a mixed match tag challenge in AEW, I pitched that Hangman and Toni Storm would be a tag team.
Okay, here's the thing. I physically cannot handle the prospect of Hangman and Jeff Jarrett at Wembley. That makes me want to kill myself.
I don't think Hangman is going to be in the versus Jarrett at Wembley. I think they're going to put him in that Casino Gauntlet match.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's what the build feels like. I mean, I guess you could put them both in the Gauntlet match and have a storyline in the Gauntlet match.
I think that's what they should do.
Yeah.
But no, Hangman cannot have a Jeff Jarrett singles match on. But the fact that also, if Hangman goes another second year with no singles match, that's crazy. Tony Khan, we gotta talk.
You know what? We gotta talk about a lot of things, billionaire. Matter of fact, pick up the goddamn phone. Cause you and I need to sit down and discuss creative. Ho.
Cause where's Private Party?
Where the fuck is Private Party? Pac is gonna be in the Gauntlet match, and if he's not,
he's definitely gonna be in that Gauntlet match.
I can't say that. That was something I can't take off the internet once I put it out there. So, but you get the gist.
He's definitely gonna be in that Gauntlet match.
I don't understand how he doesn't have a singles match. I really
because
don't.
Because MJF.
But that's I understand that. That's still the fucking problem.
Well, yes.
That
so there we are. Next, we have Mariah May versus Viva Van. Love seeing Viva get an opportunity. She came up through New Japan Academy. This was short, so obviously it was nothing to write home about, but the afterwards was the best part. Listen, y'all, I know, how do I say this? I'm not just saying this because I'm a woman, right?
Oh.
Mariah and Tony are carrying the show.
No, 100%.
Like, real big.
Because, baby, look up and down that all-in card and tell me which of these motherfuckers want to kill each other.
Why are the men getting a Casino Royale match so soon after doing Royal Rampage? Somebody better be debuting, otherwise give that match to the women. Clock that T.
You know what?
Clock.
You kind of right.
Clock
we
it.
didn't even need to do that. The Royal Rampage, like, we fully, especially to Darby winning, we fully could have done that through so many other means. And it's going to happen in Seattle, and the world champion's going to be from that area too, regardless of who it is. Like, you know, they're all from there. So we could have made that a natural rivalry. I also would make the point that we've been relying too heavily on, like, gimmick matches to book the world title matches.
Yes.
So,
especially when Swerve has a rival right there.
Okay. I get that point to a certain extent. Are you one of those people that are like, it should be Swerve and Hangman instead of Swerve and Danielson?
Listen, yes, but also I can be fine with it not, right? Mm-hmm. My thing is, it's kind of like going back to what you're saying about the gimmick matches. If you eventually, if the end goal is to get Hangman versus Swerve, especially if it ends up being for the world title, right? Like, if that is the end goal, by doing all these convoluted gimmick matches, that's just so unnecessary. And honestly, that's WWE ass booking of constantly stretching out, because you have to think by the end, if Hangman ends up winning this Casino Gauntlet, this is the third gimmick tournament match that he's tried, and he's failed 2 of them. Owen Hart tournament when he gets back, Royal Rampage, Casino Gauntlet. I would rather you could even have him like just get wins the hard way. You know, like of constantly wrestling on Dynamite, just rack up wins that way to become the number 1 contender. But all this gimmicky stuff, it makes it feel like they know they fucked up. And they're trying to give this consolation prize for Hangman and Swerve, trying to remind us, y'all, you're going to get it later. You're going to get it later.
See, I don't feel that way. If they do it, well, here's my thing, right? If Hangman keeps losing, like we think that Hangman's lost it already, is there another gear of insanity for this man to tap into to make it absolutely deranged? So he had already gone crazy because of everything that had happened, and now you keep losing. If he can find another gear of batshit, if you bring your own knife and fork to the wrestling ring and you start eating bitches' ears, then
there is one more gear. There's one more.
So I'm like, so if that's the situation that we find ourselves in, then that is, I'm compelled to see that, because I don't necessarily feel like we're at a point where we're stretching it out, because I think that there is, I don't know why, I just have this feeling, I think that there is like one more thing that can set him off, because he's still not technically, like, him and the Elite still have a certain kind of alliance, you know, whatever. We need to break that off. We need you to lose everything. We need you to trust no one. We need you to hate your life.
I get that, and I feel that, and I even agree with that. My fear is that last thing that they're going to pull is him costing Swerve the title at Wembley. And I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see a dirty finish. I don't want to see a dirty finish at Wembley. I don't. And the reason why is if you're going to do Swerve versus Danielson, you want to know what really sells that feud? The match. The
Agreed.
match.
Agreed.
The match is the money here. Like, that is the match. And I feel like if you make it a dirty finish, you lose the magic. Like, the thing is, if you're going to commit to Swerve versus Danielson, you got to commit.
And, if the point is the background point is to give Danielson his moment, like, you don't accomplish that by having a dirty finish.
Yes, you don't want to get the asterisk there.
You don't want the asterisk. But I gotta be honest, to me, Swerve Hangman is just a feud that is always going to be there. And I'm not mad right now at where they are. Now, I will be fucking mad if Hangman ends up fighting Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, well, yes. And here's the thing. I'm not mad at all. Everybody knows I live, die, and breathe for this feud. I just, like, my thing is if you're going to keep them separate, keep them separate. But, like, I kind of am starting to get that vibe that they're setting him up to, like, interrupt at Wembley, and I don't want to see that. I don't think we should end the night off on that.
I don't have that vibe yet, but oh my god, could you imagine?
Dirty finish at Wembley with Swerve Danielson, then make Tony Mariah the main event. Should probably be the main event anyway. I'm gonna be honest. Mariah main eventing and winning as a heel in the main event, I'm not sure if that works.
I would love it.
I would die. But don't get me wrong. I just don't know. Tony Khan, just knowing his booking patterns, he likes to send the people home with their happy ending. If Mariah bloodies Toni Storm like I think she do, she will.
But Lyric, you have to remember, what is like a week and a half after All In? All Out.
Correct.
Anything that you don't love, any mistakes you kind of want to correct, you got a pay-per-view the next fucking weekend. You can always, in London, give the moment, and everybody's like, what the fuck? And then the next pay-per-view, you do whatever you got to do to, like, whatever. But that was my thing, too. I'm like, guys, you have to think, as crazy as it is, they did it last year. Saving matches for
they
had Kenny in a trios so he could fight Takeshita the next week. No way.
Hangman and Kenny in the trios. We were in
I'm
hell.
just saying, y'all, there's a full possibility we get not necessarily the Wembley we want to love and see because they got to sell a pay-per-view the next week.
Correct. And I'm not going to lie. I think about they're going to save some returns are getting saved for All Out. I have to believe that Tony Khan, you cannot be this broke. You cannot be taking L's like this. He got some up his sleeve. He has to. He got some up his sleeve. But for returns, debut, something like that, because I just have to believe that. You got to think at All Out. At All Out, Bryan Danielson came back.
Yeah.
And we thought he was going to be out for a while.
Then again, All Out last year, so things didn't exactly go according to plan.
All Out was infinitely a better pay-per-view than All In last year. And I'm not sure that's the case this year.
Absolutely. I'm trying to go to All Out this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen, but if I can, I'm excited. But my point in bringing all of this up was because we were talking about Tony and Mariah. Up and down the All In card, there's no blood feuds for real besides Tony and Mariah. Nobody else you can feel the vitriol from. And you have the knowledge that both of these girls are absolute fucking hoopers. And Toni Storm has been holding back throughout her title reign. She's been big more from her in her last few defenses, but we're not even going to sit here and cap as if she was doing 100% the whole time. And Mariah May hasn't been in, I would have been in a real full-length match besides with Willow that I felt has truly showcased what she's able to do. So this match, turn your TVs up, bitch. The girls gonna
Okay,
cook.
so I've been seeing this, and I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Uh-oh.
I've seen people say that they think that Mariah and Tony need a stipulation. What do you think?
I don't think they need a stipulation. I do think that if there were any matches on this card that were going to get one, they would make the most sense. Because there should be blood. So how we get there, I'm like not all that pressed about it, but I mean, Tony said she was gonna kill that girl.
Yeah.
So,
how do you feel about a dog collar match?
I would love a dog collar match. Look, I live for the blood and the guts and the gore. The worse it is, the more I want it. All right. The problem is Wembley is your biggest show, and as a result, your most public show. And we always end up having these conversations about women's wrestling and what should be there and what shouldn't be there. And it's fucking stupid. Let the girls fucking bleed. They're professionals. But do you want to open yourself up to that conversation at your biggest show of the year? I think from a business standpoint, is that something that is that a business decision that you want to make? That's risking the conversation being fully centered around the merit of a dog collar match. Me, on a personal level, as a fan, absolutely.
I think that if any match, any feud, women's feud in AEW history has basically built the foundation to do that type of match on a big stage, I think it's this one. I mean, they've already shown since Mariah turned, they're willing to go crazy. My thing is, if you're going to commit. I don't think it's going to harm the business too much. Now, here's the thing. This is the problem that we do have. I am officially worried about Mercedes versus Britt. And I think that the dentist, to get what she need to get done, she might have to run the blade. Or somebody's going to have to run the blade in that match. And so I wonder if they're going to have both women's matches. Because here's the thing. Even if you add Willow Stat to the card, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a stipulation match, which means they're going to bleed. You're not going to get all 3. And I think that Mariah Tony, I think it could really go either or, honestly. Like, they've just built their story so well, they don't need technically anything.
I agree. I think it makes the most sense, though. And to your point, like, I think if there was a feud in the women's division, really besides, like, Britt and Thunder, that, like, is that hate-filled? Is that, it's this one. And I'm kind of in the position right now, like, I agree, and that I think we all should be worried about the dentist and Mercedes in that match. I think it's kind of two-sided, because as a Mercedes fan, I want to see a good match. I want to see, an entertaining match. She's one of the best in the world. I want to see her be able to showcase that. Unfortunately, I do not think that she has an opponent that is going to be able to allow her to do everything that she is able to do. And I think as a result, sometimes you gotta let people fall flat on their face. Because Mercedes' star power is not going to be dimmed by a bad DMD performance, I don't personally think, in the long run. But maybe we need a dentistry reality check. And I would hate for this to have to be the stage for it, but
here's what I think, though. I don't think that Mercedes can afford to have a bad match. Like, even here's the thing: if it's bad, it won't be her fault. But at the end of the day, even though Britt Baker is the question mark here, every single thing that happens, just like it used to happen to Britt, right? Everything that happens in that women's division, from the big business to whenever her contract is up, it is all a reflection of Mercedes. It's not fair. It's not right. But literally, if that match bombs, you have to think there are people who are tuning in specifically to see her fail. That's the only reason why they're watching.
Yeah. But I gotta be honest, like, I don't think. Well, also, guys, thanks so much for the super chats. Everybody's so nice.
I know, right? Like, it's just like,
and guys, you guys are so nice. I only have 2 kidneys though, so we'll have to like split them up. But I have an organ guy. But anyway,
I have a gallbladder.
Gio?
Yeah.
Wait, does everyone? That was a stupid question. This is Omega Okada at Wrestle Dynasty as his first match back. Not first match back. Not first match back because
he needs to tune up before then. But
yeah, let him tune up. But look, I'm never gonna turn that down. But sorry, but let me refocus. As soon as you start talking about Kenny Omega, I lose all train of thought.
We love Kenny Omega so much.
Kenny Omega. But for real, so nice. What are we talking about? Oh, the dentist. I don't think that blood is going to make it better. That's fair. Because at the end of the day, so maybe you give him a ladder match. Maybe you give him a
hell no. Hell no. No.
I don't know if she can get up a ladder right now. Her back is shot.
Hell no. No ladder match. Sorry, continue.
Oh my god, I'm just having memories of FTR and the Bucks last year. But I don't know. I don't think running the blade gonna make no difference. I think there's a lot more to hide than blood can cover.
I mean, correct. But the thing is, I'm just saying, I know the dentist's tendencies for big matches. When she feel like she don't know what to do, yeah.
But also, here's the problem, though. You could do that in the old women's division, but you can't do that now. We're in a position where, like, is not, so we've said it a million times, but I think this is a perfect example. Like, you cannot bleed your way out of this dilemma. Especially because
yesterday's price.
It is not today's price. Especially because we have a blood feud in the women's division. Correct. You're going to have to find something else.
Yeah, man. There we go. I will say, Toni Storm got Papa tonight. She's over. Like, the people love.
She is over.
Next we had Brian Keith versus Shibata. It was nice to see Brian Keith wrestle in a singles match. It was nice to see Shibata.
His pants get higher every time he comes out there.
Yeah, and also this bad apple thing, crazy, but go off. It's always good to see Shibata, my king.
The shirts where he looks like Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Then we have Okada. Oh, not Okada. Jesus. Shibata 100% saw the Iron Claw because he been doing that. He said, "My name is Katsuyori Von Eric."
And I said, "You get him, baby." I looked back. Like, I was curious, though, because I'll be damned if Christopher Jericho ruins my night. But I was curious. I was like, we always talk about, like, the Jericho vortex, like, whatever. On the low, and Hook been in it for a minute. But on the low, I tweeted, like, if Shibata has to take another pin in a Jericho match, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to let you guess what month I tweeted that, Lyric.
March?
February. Katsuyori Shibata has been in the fucking trenches, bro. Free
Oh my
him.
God.
Free him. Y'all sitting up here talking about Hook. I'm like, yes. But I honestly don't know what else you would do with Hook right now. So like I'm sorry about it. But oh my God.
Samoa Joe, hurry up and go back and y'all can send Jericho to the Shadow Realm. I don't know. Enough. Next we had Hangman. Next we had Hangman.
Oh, wait. Because I gotta be 100% honest with you. Like, I watched it. I did. And I even saw your tweet about it. I did. No idea what that cowboy said. No idea, baby. I was sitting up there. I was like, yep, the sky is red. You're right, baby girl.
He can't keep getting away with this.
He cannot keep getting away with this. And look, maybe it was just because I thought the rest of Dynamite was kind of mid tonight.
He was the best part.
Extra gooder. Sorry, guys. But, you know.
No, like Hangman has been nailing it. And I think that's also one of the things, too, of just like, y'all, why does every Hangman feud have to be this slow burn? Like, can I get what I want now?
No.
And here's the thing, and all I'm saying is that when we finally get to the finish line and he wins that world championship again, he better hold it for a while.
To be dethroned by the G1 Climax winner, Konosuke Takeshita.
Correct. Well, yes.
This shit is easy. Hand me.
Like, can we talk about Takeshita real quick? Sorry.
Of course we can.
Konosuke Takeshita has been doing so well in the G1. No, I feel like doing well is an understatement. He has been like literally making everybody who actually works there look bad.
He's a superstar.
Like it's crazy. This man had Korakuen Hall hooping, hollering, screaming, yelling, gasping, all of that. Tony Khan. If this man comes back and you don't either immediately strap him up or 2, have him win the Continental Classic, or 3, both, that is 100% considered promotional malpractice. And you are lucky that New Japan doesn't have any money. Because if they did, I would 100% believe in talent poaching right now.
Oh, 100%. And look, I wouldn't even be mad. Because at this point, it is such it would be such a disservice to him and honestly to fans. We have been saying Takeshita for forever. We have been. This G1, bro, he looks like a fucking stud. And we knew that, but I just cannot put into words how much his stock has risen as a result of this tournament. Crazy. Baby, the price just went up.
Also, shout out to New Japan as a whole, just because I will say I haven't liked a lot of what's happened this year. This G1 has been really good.
It has been really good. I also just say, look, Konosuke Takeshita, if you ever want to talk, you can, of course, reach me. You can find me on Twitter in your DMs. But yeah, I was watching that ELP match, and I was like, why?
Did you see that Blue Thunder bomb?
Baby, I said me next.
Bro, like when he does that wheelbarrow German suplex, be flinging motherfuckers around.
And a little face he make after the... I'm like, yeah, girl, let him know. You that bitch.
I said, oh my God.
You will always have fans in us.
Wow.
Wow. She's really good.
Konosuke Takeshita, but yes, Hangman is angry. He's upset. He said that he will get what he wants. He is tired of you. And when he finds him, hashtag him, it's over with. He will have what he wants. And also, he got like one more time to talk crazy to Renee like that. He be talking to Renee crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have a Mox problem pretty soon, brother.
And I would like that. I like that. I like that. I like that first. And here's the thing. I truly believe that Hangman Mox was easily my front runner for feud of the year until Hangman versus Swerve happened. I really enjoyed that feud. I enjoyed the Texas Death Match that they had at Revolution. But then Hangman Swerve happened. And it was just like, damn.
Ooh, you just reminded me of that Texas Death Match. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was his best.
Because it got overshadowed by,
Yeah. Up until Full Gear, that was easily the best Texas Death Match AEW had ever done.
No, I showed my mom. I was like, oh my God, look, he's hanging him over the thing. She said, no, he's not. I said, he sure is.
It just hit kind of different when a black man did it, you know?
I was going to say something crazy.
I felt like I caught a thought. I caught your thought. It was like, whoa.
The internet is forever, Danielle.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Next we had the backstage sit down interview with JR and Swerve. Jim Ross, you really love this wrestling shit, man. JR really loves wrestling, y'all.
I have no comments on this segment. Because I have nothing nice to say, so I won't say anything. I'm learning.
Real. Next, we had a 6-man. We had Roddy, the Beast Mortos, and Roosh versus Orange Cassidy and FTR.
Boo!
I'm going to be honest. Tony Khan, you have been having banger trios matches on your programming for the last couple weeks. And you mean to tell me you can't find no tag teams? You see Roosh and Beast Mortos beating the shit out of half the roster. Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly are killed. Like, I mean, there's just so many options here. Kyle O'Reilly.
Look. Kyle O'Reilly.
Even Orange Cassidy and Ishii. Like, pop me, wow me. And you mean to tell me that all we got is acclaimed FTR?
I just know more niggas work here.
And here's the thing. This is one area where I'm going to be honest. Like, I think that some of the criticism that AEW gets is unfair or whatever. No, they deserve to be bullied about this tag division. Bully.
A 1,000,000%. And I just finished recording an episode of Black Girl Wrestling. Everybody can listen to it. I put it out in the morning. Otherwise, you hate black people. But a large part of it is about this tag division and just what went wrong. Where did we lose you?
I'll tell you.
And
when they put the belts on the guns,
yep.
And honestly, the guns, that was to get the belts on heels. So because the Acclaim were too over, they couldn't lose the belts to FTR. So they had to put it on a transitional champion for the belts to go on FTR. That fucked up the whole rotation.
Oh my God.
Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to redo the Acclaimed now. And you should have just let them have the long reign while they were hot. Nobody is as hot as they were in
because
2022.
Now, exactly. You know, it's funny. That's exactly the estimation that I made. Was that it was the Guns, because everybody was in agreement that it was way too early for the Guns to have the tag titles, and
100%.
it did not seem as though there was any plan beyond the Acclaimed feud and beyond the Acclaimed reclaiming those belts. It doesn't seem like we ever thought past that. And as a result, ever since, we've been playing catch up. And at this point, it's hard to look at the tag division and say you're next, besides Private Party. Bitch, start pouring the shots.
I also think that truly, if you're
And
not
Top Flight,
if you're not gonna get behind one of these tag teams, you need to go back to basics and pull a Hangman Omega. Pick two of these top guys that you know you're not going to put singles gold on anytime soon. Pair them up. Takeshita could have been a tag champion by now. Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher could have been one of the tag.
And Kyle Fletcher. I said that from the jump, and I said, oh, they're both singles. They're not using them. And if you're not using them, it is better for them to be on TV having amazing matches than it is for us to be in this position where we're like, damn, it would be great to see, you know, obviously when the G1 is done, but like, it would be great to see Takeshita in a high profile feud that he can win, booked well. It would be great to see Kyle Fletcher be successful.
Like, even look at Rush and Beast Mortos. They look like a natural team.
Do it. Like, why would you not? You're not going to do, you have no creative plans for Rush right now that would impact his ability to be a tag team partner. You know that. We all know that. Grab the fucking rope.
Y'all better grab that tag rope.
Grab that tag rope.
Grab that tag rope. I'm not excited about FTR Acclaimed at all. And honestly, why are FTR and the Acclaimed fighting over a number one contender spot when the Acclaimed already pinned the champions, which makes them automatically the number one contender?
It's over. You know,
this match would have rocked in 2022.
Privilege. Oh.
Oh.
That too. No, because how you just gonna walk up here and say we're the best tag team? We're the best tag team. We're gonna be in a feud for the number one contendership. No, you're not. We already earned that. Why is this even a thing? Why are you in this conversation?
I think also too, it's like this match is very 2022 coded, and it would have been great when everybody was as hot as ever in 2022. None of these teams are super hot.
No, it wouldn't. FTR was still there.
FTR was the most popular team in the company. Well, the second most popular team in the company after the Acclaimed beat Swerve in Our Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Because not even beat Swerve in Our Glory. When they lost that first match versus Swerve in Our Glory, that's when the Acclaimed took off. Yeah.
In New York. But no, I gotta be honest. I have no interest in any combination of these three teams. Any of them. Let alone all fucking three. It feels old. It feels drawn out. It has no excitement. It has no life. And I don't even really understand why everybody's mad. So then when you're having a brawl on the side of the ring, I'm like, why are we all worked up, brother?
I don't think the trios division ruined the tag division. I think that the trios division and the tag division could have easily coexisted. Like, even right now, look at the teams that have come together. Like the conglomeration, right? Whole bunch of singles guys who probably weren't going to compete for tag team gold. Think of the Samoa Joe, Hook, Shibata combination. These are all guys who weren't going to compete for tag team gold. Just even like Christian, the Patriarchy. They are very much a trio. They're not a tag team. Like, they're not a tag team. But you see actual tag teams. There's actual tag teams in the division. 1-2 partners just not being used.
workhorsemen, but the infantry.
Infantry. Even House of Black, Kings of the Black Throne.
Yeah.
They actually do both. Like, you know, like I'm just saying, they do both tag team trios. Like, they got their own names, separate shit.
I think it's a controversial take. I loved the idea of the trios belts because at the time it felt new, it felt exciting, and it felt like it was for the elite. It absolutely did. Looking back on it, I don't know if it was a good idea because I just don't know if the depth for the division was actually there. I think it gave the illusion of depth for a little bit because think, right? So we obviously had the elite, we had Death Triangle, and we had House of Black. And it felt like we did those three for a long time because there was not necessarily a natural successor. And I think as a result, we've been getting really creative with the trios division.
Think also why that happened. We talked about when did the tag division originally go downhill? It was when Acclaim lost the titles. And when does that go concurrent with? Brawl Out, around that area of time, like that couple months span. The Bucks, here's the thing. The tag division was strong in early 2022, especially once you added Swerve and Our Glory in the mix. Hobbs and Starks was still in the mix. The Acclaim was getting hot. There's a lot of people in the tag division.
Way too early.
So it felt at the time that it was safe to move teams like the Bucks and the Lucha Bros to the trios division. But then guess what? The Bucks get taken off completely because of Brawl Out. So now Death Triangle has to carry this trios division that didn't exist. Like, we lost so much time. The trios division never got to really develop because the tag division like started, and then they made the decision to separate Starks and Hobbs just for it to do fucking nothing for either of them.
Stupid! Because everybody kept saying that they both needed to be single stars, and the reality was
the only
and I maintained this from then. But the reality was that neither one of them were in a position where they were going to win anything of substance and be successful. But I was going to say... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say the only team from that time who actually should have broken up, and they did, was Swerve and Our Glory. That was the only team.
Yes.
That was the only team where it was very clear that Swerve was...
That's why I say... When we started the trios division, we had the illusion of depth, but without the actual substance of it. And so now I feel like it makes perfect sense for the patriarchy to be trios champs. That's cool. I'm fine with that. Look at what's next. We find ourselves in another situation where it's
You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Bang Bang Gang, and the House of Black. We don't have the depth for a trios division and a tag division, and I would argue that we never did. But I think that we never, like you said, we never realized the full potential of the trios division. One, because you had all of that shuffling around, but also because when the elite got stripped of the belts, we have no idea where that story was going. Nope. We had no idea what could have come of that, and we never will. But what we know didn't come of it was a trios division strong enough to stand on its own outside of the tag division.
And also think about ROH as well. Like, especially now that they've split the titles again, now I'm not mad at it because I think that Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs, they can be a very ROH specific team. I'm not too worried about them jumping back and forth between AEW and Ring of Honor, but hey, you never know. You never know.
A girl can dream, not.
So yeah, after that we had Camille feature with Mercedes and a handicap squash, which was good. The squash. I'm interested to see Camille in longer matches. I don't think we'll see that until probably All Out. I don't know, man. It's the dentist, man.
I gotta be honest. I liked your promo tonight. I did. I thought it was tongue in cheek, and I thought it was. She knows what she's doing, and I like that to a certain extent. Like, she knew the subliminal messages, she knew all this stuff that she was sending, and it was on purpose. And I liked it. And I gotta be honest, I've never thought that she was somebody that was like horrific at promos. And this one, I actually liked. And I know everybody else was like, "What the hell is she talking about?" I'm like, I don't know.
Honestly, my problem isn't with the promo at all. Like, I think the thing is, I think the dentist is very good on the mic. Like you said, she knows what she's doing. My problem is that it's going back to what I was saying earlier last year. We know this song and dance so I think we need to stop pretending that what happens outside the ring doesn't affect what happens in it. I think heading into All In, because it's very clear that I feel like a conversation that felt like it was solely about this feud, about Mercedes versus Britt, the work that they were doing, I feel like it's no longer about that. And I feel like it's because of a whole bunch of stuff that really does not matter in the long run. But I feel like those are the loud, and maybe this is just very online of me, but it just feels like those are the louder discussions of everything feeling so, and like, it just feels very reminiscent of moments that have happened in the past in AEW of just like, it feels like, I like when things are realistic. I like when things like, blur the lines, but it just feels more so like damage control rather than being proactive. Does that make sense?
It does. I would say that this one, I feel like, is a little bit different. It doesn't feel that way to me. I think it's because like everything is so magnified online and it is so recent. I don't think that it will end up being like the story of the summer. And I also think that specifically because, I mean, MJF girlfriend not finna fight this girl. She not a fighter. And MJF not finna fight this girl. That's not gonna happen. So maybe if, as far as we get is punch in the wall, if that's it, then maybe we can all move on and stop it here. You know,
That's right.
and my belief is that with a few more weeks of build and like hopefully like this is it, like that it's over, because I don't think that you're going to get another mention of it on TV. I don't think you're going to get another you know, I don't think people are going to allude to it on TV. um Now if Mercedes does, in a promo coming up, I think that's when I would start to get concerned. But this to me was week of, it was topical, it was not particularly over the top, and I don't think that we spent too much time on it. And yeah, I think too much happens in wrestling without there to be any like nobody hit each other. So I think we'll be okay. Nobody
I
bit anybody.
I have
Allegedly.
I have real PTSD from last year's All In. Like, I
Real.
remember sitting in the floor at Wembley, on the floor at Wembley, and
She's rich.
suddenly people start. Well, no, I'm just irresponsible. Um, the people are literally chanting, "Whoa, Wheeler's got a gun! Wheeler's got a gun!" You think that that's as bad as it can get? Suddenly, everybody
I
around you
didn't think
starts.
that was bad. I thought that was fun.
Well, no, it was fun. I mean, we were all singing, but no, there's more. So you think that that's just it? Okay, this is all the drum. Woo! Suddenly, all the people around you start checking their phones. They said, "Oh my God, they're fighting backstage! They're fighting backstage!"
Also, no, they're not. Chicago Man is jumping people. But
Well, yes, But I
I'm
think
like, nobody's gonna come to blows. They're not gonna come to blows. And if they do, then we've got a generational story on our hands.
Man. Who knows?
I'm like, and shit. Reading the other shit. Adam Cole ain't gonna fight this man either. So,
I'm gonna be honest, like, because at the end of the day, truly, I want us to get to the point to where we judge based on what's actually happening in front of us. Like, to be honest, I don't care who was right, who was wrong. I don't give a fuck. I just want a good Wembley show. And I want a good TBS title match. And I want my GOAT Mercedes Moné to have such an amazing performance. I want her haters to gag on their tears. That's all I care about.
See, I do care just because I want to know what's going on back there.
I mean, well, yes, but that's like a whole different mind. Like, that's when we talk shit about people after the stream goes off.
Yes.
Correct.
I mean, guys, we totally don't do that. This is a safe space. Not for ugly people.
Not for you!
We're not calling our audience ugly.
Not for you!
But we are checking. Only hot people in here, and so far, all we do is win.
Real. And then last but certainly not least, we had an anything goes match. Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett.
It was definitely least.
I enjoyed it. But I'm a
Jeff Jarrett apologist.
I was just about to say I'm a Jeff Jarrett apologist. I'm a Jeff Jarrett apologist, so my opinion might not mean much, but fuck it, we ball.
Oh, all right.
Had to let it loose.
I feel like you can do better than that, though. That wasn't very good. There you go. Yeah, you had to get up there. Look, I mean, I just didn't care. I mean, I always seeing Danielson matches is always gonna feel good. I'm never gonna complain about a Bryan Danielson match in 2024. You just simply won't see it from me. But and I understand, like, storyline wise why we did it. I just didn't care. I just didn't care. It was very predictable to me from start to finish, and sometimes predictable is good. But since I felt like the rest of the show was in line with that, I was like, all right. And even the anything goes stipulation, I was like, nothing there. No, it didn't do anything for me. None of the spots did anything for me. Swerve came out. Oh, sorry. You could talk about the match first.
I'm gonna be honest. I did like the match, but I agree. As a main event, I wanted something to really blow me away, and this didn't really do it. It was good, but I mean, every Bryan Danielson match is good.
Yeah,
you
good.
know,
I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, I wasted my time. Like, and I know
it wasn't a
really
waste of time at all.
Me personally, yeah, a lot of people really liked it, and me personally, it just wasn't for me. I also didn't think that we needed an anything goes stipulation for the match itself. I do think that the night needed it. I do think that this Dynamite needed something like that. So I get it. I respect it. Danielson, great job. Jeff Jarrett gowns, beautiful gowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, guys, look at my nails.
Oh, they look so good.
They're cute. Thanks, Dad.
I continue to be really amazed. Like, Swerve is over. Like, really over. I know the world champion is supposed to be over, but y'all don't give a fuck what this man say. It's just Swerve's house. He really is. I'm sorry. If you hating at this point, you're just
But
hating.
we need another chant.
You've been like, I will
I
say,
can't do
and
it
it's
because
like,
did you hear
you
this?
have been banging the drum on getting Swerve another chant for the longest, and it's like, the more you say it, the louder the Swerve's house gets.
See, and that's okay. I'm cool with the Swerve's house. What is embarrassing to me is when you like do it a few times and then you have some random fucking guy in the audience that tries to get it going again and it fails. And that happened so many times tonight when I was like, if you had like 2 different cheers that you could go back and forth with, like, then it'd be over for these hoes. Swerve's house is amazing. It's fantastic. White people don't know when to stop. That's
Like, you know
really what it comes down to.
Can we have a conversation about that? Because it's just like, truly, white people love Swerve so much they can't stop. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves on that Swerve's house chant. They don't do that dance. They don't care.
Well,
We be 10 minutes.
I think
we be 10 minutes into the match.
Yeah.
They still swerving when
just
they drive.
Offbeat and happy. Just back and forth, baby. I'm like, who drives like that? But and you know what's frustrating to me? I'm like, I know you hear the beat.
They be having his music on loud as hell too. Like, I know you hear it. I know you hear it. But it is nice to see him getting like such a good reception still. I still think this title reign has some juice in it, honestly. Like, I think it still feels kind of up in the air about Bryan Danielson. Like, at first I was convinced that he was going to, like, Danielson was 100% going to win. But now I'm not so sure.
Guys, I was being mean to white people and they cut my Wi-Fi off. This is what the man wants to do.
Man, I was saying that at first I was really convinced that Bryan Danielson was going to win. But honestly, Swerve is so popular right now, I do think it might be a mistake to take the title off him this early.
Okay, but also, Lyric, shut up. Why would you say that? Because this is a title career match. So we're not even going down that route.
Yeah.
Also, I wonder if people watch the show and they're like, oh my God, Danielle's really mean to her. Am I too mean to you?
No.
I feel like we're good. Okay.
No, yeah, we're so good.
Just want to make sure. It's just one of those.
No, like, I will say sometimes I have, like, some people do have to tell me, like, no, shut the fuck up, but only if I respect you.
Okay. Oh my God,
you
respect me.
I respect you.
But I didn't even mean it like that. I was just like, and sometimes you just have those like, okay, it's been an hour. Are you guys mad at me? But no, Danielson. If Danielson doesn't win this match, considering the stipulation, I get what you're saying as far as Swerve. I think that they should have been more mindful of that before adding the title versus career thing. Because it's not like Swerve, I feel like, has had a pretty consistent level of pop and being over. Like, I don't think it's like this random sudden increase that they couldn't predict, Yeah,
I think especially after Forbidden Door, after the Ospreay match, I think, like, he's fine. Here's the thing. As much as I would like to see him retain the title, I do think he's fine if he loses it.
Oh, like, he's totally fine with that.
Like, especially he has a rivalry to jump right back into. He's over with the crowd. He's 33? He's a first-time world champion. Like, we can do this a million times again.
And we should.
Yeah.
And we should.
We should just have, like, about 2-year span where him and Heyman just trade it back and forth. Why not?
Yeah, with, like, one random title reign.
Takeshita.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Kenny Omega should squash all of them and then stack them up like Roman Reigns did at WrestleMania and just pin everybody.
Stand on them. While we all scream, oh, belt collector. Belt collector.
Kenny Omega, I hope you're having a great day.
We love you. Rest up well, King.
What if
one of these days our constant well wishes are going to reach him, and it's gonna be overwhelming.
One day he's going to acknowledge me.
He is.
And it's going to be the greatest day of my life.
No, it literally is. I really do feel it in my heart that one day, we're gonna accidentally garner Kenny Omega's attention, and I guarantee you that one day I'm gonna get in a Twitter beef with MJF.
You know what? We should start like
yesterday.
As a joke, we should start sending him like the link to this stream.
We should say good morning, girl. We know you're not doing nothing.
And you know what? He'll show up on the day we look the most busted.
That could be any day.
Well, yes.
Kenny Omega, come drink Hennessy. Well, you probably shouldn't. We'll drink for you. Yeah, Kenny Omega, open invitation to come drink Hennessy on the Dynamite Book.
Well, yes.
And if you're a real ally, you'll
do milk. Chocolate milk, though.
Chocolate milk. But yeah, I really do think one day Kenny Omega will get that. One day MJF and I are gonna get the fuck into it.
Well, yes, correct.
And yesterday was close, and I was like, let me not lose all somewhat credibility.
I do like the fact I like MJF better now outside of AEW than I do inside of AEW. Like, I like all these international matches he's taking. I'm like that he's wrestling more, but he's still annoying as fuck on TV.
Oh, brother. No, him going to CMLL and being like, oh, you know, you guys are all illegal immigrants trying to get into the United States. Shut the fuck up.
Yo, he gonna get, but like, here's the thing. He's a walking HR risk.
1,000,000%.
And here's the thing. Y'all, when Big K get elected,
bitch, I know every day he got them lawyers up there sweating.
No, yeah, y'all
reading that handbook front to back, baby.
Yeah, when Kamala's president, yeah, he about to take that American flag gimmick off so quick.
Well, here's my thing, also, right? Because, and I'm gonna get more into this. Like, I started writing an article about it, but the reality is, like, the irony is not lost on me that you're going to all of these places and getting booed for the same things that this man is running on and the same thing that these people are going to be voting for. The problem is that your version of over-the-top, dramatic, pro-America, anti-everywhere else, unfortunately, is the actual environment that we live in. It does not feel like you're playing an over-the-top character. It feels like you're playing somebody that hates people of color.
Right. I think also, too, so when I said that I like that he's wrestled more, I'm going to be honest. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. I still haven't even seen him in CMLL. I did watch it. Like, I haven't. I just saw the match graphics. And I was like, okay, he has matches scheduled. Cool. I've gone on plenty of rants on this show about MJF always going for low-hanging fruit. And that low-hanging fruit at times is racism.
That was a deep Negro sigh.
It's no, like, y'all, it's no secret that he hones in on certain parts of his identities right in the midst of some of the most consequential times in the history of the world, about issues that really matter to people and that are life and death for some people. And like, I hate to get super political here, but
I don't.
Yeah. We are like dangerously close to like an irreversible TV HR violation. And when it happens, nobody but AEW is at fault for letting it continue to go on this long.
100,000,000%. And the reality is like, well, now I'm trying to be very, very picky with my words. Some things feel, you know what? Let me keep my black mouth shut and mind my black owned business. Because what I was gonna say,
No, yeah, we need to keep our black jobs.
let me
So
keep my
yeah.
no, fuck that. Here's what I'll say, okay? The reality is that there are undertones of the character that he is playing that resonate particularly well with the audience that he is catering to. And at this point, you're trying to be a heel, but what you are actually doing is encouraging so much discourse that is abhorrent at every level. Because what you're not being is ironic. That's going over so many people's heads, and you know that. You're not being ironic. You're not being over the top and exaggerative. You're not being any of those things. What you are is fueling all of the things that this wrestling community doesn't fucking need more of, and that's bitch ass xenophobic losers.
And you want to know what's even crazier? I can literally back this up because anytime, half the time, that's why I try to be very careful with my wording of about Max, not because like I'm scared of anybody, but because y'all get really crazy. Like, you criticize him a little bit, suddenly and then you mentions you black.
Look me dead in my face.
You monkey.
Suck my dick. Sorry. Shut the fuck up. Talk about cheeky ain't no hair. Cheeky but fake.
You black monkey. They said
N-word.
All you said is
okay, point proven.
I didn't like his scarf today. You N-word.
How fucking dare you? And look, the reality is we're not sitting up here and saying anything about his character. We do not know this man. So we're not accusing him of being any type of thing. The reality is the character that you are presenting on TV, knowing who the wrestling fan base is, perpetuates awful, awful things within the wrestling community. That's all I'm saying. And if you are making a conscious decision to continue to contribute to that, then we need to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Call me, Maxwell.
At the end of the day,
I'll clock you.
Especially the AEW day ones, everybody knows their base. Like Heyman knows who his base is. When he gets out there, from the stuff that he wears to the stuff that he does to the stuff that he says, he knows his base. He knows who goes to shopaew.com and buys his merch. He knows who buys tickets with him in mind. Mm-hmm. He knows his base. Everybody knows their base by now. MJF also knows his base. And his base, he makes a lot of insults feel comfortable. And especially, like, y'all, it just, think about the type of people who feel empowered after hearing some of the stuff that's said.
Take a shit up.
And the thing is, we've been to enough AEW shows. We know what happens of just like, you always got that one drunk guy in the audience who's trying to get the worst chance ever started. And so when those guys feel helped by the actual talent in the ring to carry on with their nonsense, oh, it's a wrap.
Because what you're doing is unintentionally breaking kayfabe. Because you're having real life consequences to the things that you're saying.
Because you're not for you. Pulling on the strings of people's xenophobia. Like, you know, right? They'll be like, you're right. I don't like all these Japanese motherfuckers here. I don't want all these Mexicans.
You know what? I've been thinking the same thing about
Mexican people. You didn't let all the blacks come take over here. You're so right. You make people like that feel important, feel empowered.
But, you know, it's just funny because, like I said, me and Lyric, very similar, um, very similar backgrounds. I'm a sociologist. I all of my background is in how people interact with one another.
I have a background in social justice and activism.
Yeah, baby. Like, we not freestyling.
No. I've seen, like, and I think that's the thing of just, like, it's so funny when people tell me, like, I'm overreacting or stuff like that. Listen, I am simultaneously almost 18 years as a wrestling fan and somebody who is very well studied and researched in microaggressions, biased behaviors, behavior patterns of people who think that way, and also how people who may not think that way but realize that they can utilize those people for capitalistic gains, because those are the people who buy merch. Y'all see Trump? Them people buy everything: flags, towels, bikinis, everything. Conservatism, far-right ideals, as well as all of the isms and phobias, they are very much so a ways to a capitalistic end. Even if you don't directly believe in them, that doesn't mean you can't profit off of them.
That's what we need to do, Lyric. How can we grift? We're sitting up here and we're like, yeah, it's wrong. It's morally incorrect. Capitalism is going to be the fall of our society. All true. But we can make some real money off this.
Well,
I gotta be so honest. Lyric, if I fucking wanted to and I was willing to sell my soul for even a little bit more than I am, I'd be so good at this shit.
100%. Because the thing is, you have to remind yourself, off that, you're already so smart compared to everybody else.
No, I'm kidding.
Like the bar is already like so
hell.
You're already like so high in comparison.
Like, if I was willing to just be like, if I had less of a heart and could just go on Fox News and could just like fucking say crazy shit, I would be.
I'd be there with a straight face, just lying.
I'd be like, you know what? Maybe black people shouldn't vote. I don't know.
I'd be like, yeah, correct.
And you know what I would say? I would say, you know, we as a country did just fine without them voting for hundreds of years. We picked our own elected officials.
I can't wait till when I pull out my first you people. You people. You people.
I gotta be honest, right? Women, are they full human beings?
Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Me. You know,
we've lost the plot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, some people like be like, they're just playing a character, just like, and that's fine. Whatever, cool. It's just at the same time, you got to think. People know what they're doing. That's also the thing about, you can't say that you took this job because of creative freedom and then be like, oh, I didn't do that.
You also to be like, oh, I love the creative freedom in AEW, and then get on the mic and say, I don't like Mexican people. That's what you wanted to say.
Like, I hate to say it, but truly the thing is, like, those type of stuff, that's what sells.
And it don't sit right with me. And you know what? This is the last thing I'll say about it, because it's really not worth all that much. But look, that boy, he kept saying that Kyle Fletcher had some ism in it. I said, I know Kyle Fletcher is white, but we're going to have to do something about that.
I know how they get down to Australia, but I wouldn't take that.
I don't know how they get down in Australia. We about to handle this shit real American style. Correct. Somebody commented, are we ready for Saraya at All In? Shut up.
I actually am interested to see what they do. I'm thinking it's going to be a multi-woman match.
No.
I wonder if they're going to do like
she need to be up there like Kip Sabian was.
I wonder if they're going to do a women's casino gauntlet.
Who would you want to win?
Jamie Hayter.
I mean, ideally, yeah, but
I think we see Hayter at Wembley.
Oh my God, don't say that, because I feel like everybody's been saying, I feel like we see Hayter here, I feel like we see Hayter there.
But I mean, here's the thing.
When else?
If you want to save her.
Yeah, when else?
When else? Because I ain't gonna lie. Now, if
All out.
they bring that bitch back at All Out, I'd be pissed.
All out. Anything you think might be cool for Wembley, I hope it's just the next week.
But I'm just saying, she's actually British. That's the only way.
I know. That's why I think it'd be even funnier for her to come back in Chicago.
I think Bryan Danielson coming back at All Out last year was crazy because what do you mean you wasn't good last week? They said you couldn't do shit last week. This was a week.
You wouldn't.
And then he came back and did a strap match.
He had the magical power of friendship and the woods on his side. Nature wanted to see him succeed, so he did.
Real.
Mother Nature said yes.
And on that note, I think we're good to end. On the docket for next week, we have Swerve versus Wheeler Yuta. And we look like we're having a tag match of Hangman and Mariah May versus Jeff Jarrett and Toni Storm. Never thought I'd say that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, nah. Just seeing Hangman and Mariah May next to each other, I think like two bad bitches linking up like that is gonna be crazy.
Bad bitch link up. I think Hangman has to eat the Storm Zero.
I need it.
Or at least the hip attack.
You know Tony's going to grab Jeff Jarrett's guitar and hit Mariah over the head with it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I need it. I think
I'm excited for this match. I think, I'm not going to lie, it's ain't nothing but crazy people here, deranged
Mariah
people.
May should wear cowgirl boots.
Well, yeah.
Let's go all in.
Where is Dynamite next week? Let me see.
I don't know. I also want to say, last thing I'll say.
It's in Norfolk, Virginia. Oh, they are in Virginia.
Yeah, baby.
The Cowboys from Virginia.
Hanger go crazy. I just want to say I want to let out one North Carolina for Michael Jordan. He knows.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Kenny Omega again.
We are.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. I was like,
wait, okay. You confused me.
It's okay. I confuse myself. It's okay. It's been such a long night. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Kenny Omega, please have a great day. I'm so I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna promise anything anymore. I have an article that I'm halfway through that I was supposed to finish like 2 weeks ago. I've been so busy. My personal life is so yeah, but I am going to work really, really hard. Try to get some content out. Try to get some G1 content out. Hopefully get an interview done soon.
Ooh, me too. I have like 3 that
3?
Yeah, I know.
God.
Locked and loaded, baby. But
the girls are just so busy these days. We're
just so booked and busy. I mean, what can you say?
We're so busy, but we're trying. It's nice to do the show again.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
And thanks for the super chats. This is the first time we've ever gotten these.
Yeah, guys, that's so nice. We are running out of organs to give you.
Yes, we will start with toes next time.
No, the price for toes got to be way higher.
Are we
talked about this before?
Toes?
Huh?
15 for toes?
15 for toes. And your big toes, 25. Pinky toe discount, that'll be 9.
Oh God, it's midnight. Yeah,
use promo code Pinky Toe at the
Pinky Toes. All right, guys. This is fun. Where can we find you, Dani?
At Dani Don't Miss It on Twitter, at Black Girl Wrestling. Brand new episode of Black Girl Wrestling coming out tomorrow. Everybody get excited and make sure that you listen to it and say nice things, because I said a lot of mean things about a lot of bad people, and they're gonna find it. So, Logan Paul, I'm on your ass. And Lyric.
What?
Where can I find you?
Oh, you can find me at Lyric Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram. Lyric Swin on YouTube.
Get you.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Ciao, ciao, vidas.
Bye, friends.